Okay, this is a screencast to talk about interpreting means. I realized that in my screencast for handouts 1 and 2, it was mentioned to me that I never did talk about means. I apologize for that. So if you have a ratio or an interval variable, you would use, for number 2, you would use this little box, the mean box. If you have a nominal or ordinal, you'll use the percents here. But if you have an interval or ratio, you will use this little box here. So this variable is pray, and because it's measured at the ordinal level, that's why I use the percents in my screencast. But let's pretend that the variable was, how many days a week do you pray? Well, see what you have here, sex equals 0, so who's that for? That's females. Means 3.26. So if the question was how many times a week do you pray, you would say on average females prayed a little more than 3 times a week, and men prayed on average a little more than 4 times a week. That's all you'd say. Let's say that this variable was measured on an interval scale, 1 to 10. 1 being you don't like to pray at all, 10 being you love to pray. Well, in that case, you would first need to make sure you've explained the scale to us. If it's an interval level scale, you have to explain what the scale means. You don't just say the average was this, average was that. You have to situate it. So to begin, you would talk about how you measure your variable. I measure prayer on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being people don't like to pray, and 10 being they love to pray. So then when you say on average females are 3.26, that lets you know they were more on the not liking to pray side. So you'd say females were 3.26, which is closer to not liking to pray. And then males were 4.29, which again it's close to middle. It's between low and middle, I guess you could say. So in this case, now the sex would really like to pray if that's how you measure the variable. Anyway, let me know what questions you have about the presentation and the means.